What's going on, guys? I'm Dave, back with another episode of Debt Free Differently, and today we're talking about how you can save money by starting a home gym on any budget. While I'm making this video during the pandemic, when a lot of gyms have closed or only have limited capacity right now, I've had a home gym for about 3 years. For me, this started as an experiment, but I found that it helped me save a lot of money and, more importantly, a lot of time, so I've stuck with it. So if you're trying to save money and believe that your time is valuable, you might be able to save double by having a gym in the comfort of your own home. Also, if you have kids and you don't need the mental escape or the sanity that going to the gym provides, having a gym at home might be the only way that you're able to work out regularly. And you can get started for a lot less money than you think, even if you don't have a lot of space. So let's get started with your home gym. So first, I don't dislike gyms. I actually like them very much. I've been a member at CrossFit gyms, I've done ClassPass, yoga studios, spin classes, I've pretty much done it all. But outside of your most basic 24-hour fitness or Planet Fitness type franchises, going to the gym has actually become very expensive. SoulCycle costs something like $30 or more per class, and some yoga studios charge the same. If you're into CrossFit, Orange Theory, or something like Barry's Bootcamp, you know that your membership is probably pushing $150 a month. And if you're part of a higher end or a specialized gym, something like an Equinox, a spin studio, or a weightlifting gym, you know that your membership could be costing you somewhere around $200 to $250 a month in a big city. I know that people say that you never regret spending money on your health, but I do think that you can regret spending over $2,000 per year on something that would only cost you half or a fraction of that if you did it at home. So if you're trying to save money, pay off debt, or put together a lump sum for something like a house or a car, this is a no-brainer on a lot of levels. Let's start on the low end. We're talking about anywhere from $50 to $200. So yes, you could just get a mat and do body weight workouts all day like those people that you see on Instagram working out at playgrounds, but that's probably not going to be for everybody, and it might get old after a while. For most people, you can only do so many push-ups, sit-ups, lunges, and air squats before it starts to get really repetitive. If you're into high-intensity workouts or basically any kind of functional fitness, you would be amazed at how much you can get done with a pair of dumbbells and a box or a bench, basically something that you can step up on or jump on confidently. Obviously, the weights will differ depending on the person and their level of fitness, but for women, a pair of dumbbells around 10 pounds to 30 pounds will usually get the job done, and for guys, usually around 20 pounds, so let's say 45 pounds, will have you be in pretty good shape for most workouts. And really, if your weights aren't heavy enough, you can just adjust the rep scheme or adjust your intensity until you're able to save the money and buy another pair of dumbbells. While prices for gym equipment got a little bit crazy during the pandemic, you can usually still find a pair of dumbbells for around 50 cents a pound from someone who's selling them used on Facebook Marketplace or something else. Over time, we built a whole set of dumbbells off of Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and other places, ranging from 5 pounds to 40 pounds, and now it's a hodgepodge, but it's a complete set. Also, while they're not really the first place that you think of when it comes to getting gym equipment, Walmart frequently has dumbbells in stock, and they usually have pretty good prices on them too. You can order a wooden plyo box online, but if you're handy or there's someone in your house who is, you can also make one using instructions that you can find online. Especially while things are temporarily out of stock or back ordered, this can be a great way to just get started. With just these two pieces of equipment, you can go way beyond body weight movements and add in a ton of different workouts. These days, you can find a bunch of great workouts online for free, or you can find a program or an app that you really like, which can save you a bunch of time because you're not looking for a new workout every day. Personally, I do a program called Street Parking, which is really great for people with limited equipment and some background in functional fitness or CrossFit, but even if you subscribe to an app or a program, it usually only runs you around $15 a month or less. When you think of the time that you save without having to drive back and forth to the gym and pack a bag every day, and the convenience that you gain by being able to have a gym in the comfort of your own home, you're going to come out on top with a very simple setup like this almost every single time. Also, if you're into this video so far, please give it a thumbs up to help more people find it on YouTube, and now we'll get back to business. Let's say you have $100 more to spend or so, and you know that you really need to switch up your workouts to prevent you from getting bored. While I'd recommend a set of dumbbells and a box to anybody, this is when you want to take things like space and the things you like to do into consideration. Do you do workouts where you would benefit from adding a pull-up bar or something like a TRX? Would you actually use a set of resistance bands if you had them? Would you use a kettlebell? Do you like jumping rope, and do you have the ceiling height for it? If you like running or biking, do you have space for a used treadmill, an Airdyne, or maybe an old spin bike? We found a used treadmill on Craigslist for about 50 bucks and we put it in our basement. It's no Air Runner or Peloton, but it gets the job done, and I wasn't about to drop a few $1,000s on something that I can do outside most days of the year. If you want to work out like you're rich but pay a whole lot less, you can get a used treadmill or spin bike and get a subscription to the Peloton app, do the exact same workouts without spending $2,000 on a bike or $4,000 on a treadmill. If you're into boxing or kickboxing, you can usually pick up a heavy bag for around 75 bucks on sale. Personally, I always recommend getting a 100-pound bag over a 50-pound or a 75-pound bag because even if you don't hit that hard, those lighter bags pick up a lot of momentum and they actually require a whole lot more space. The best deal on gym equipment is getting stuff that you're actually going to use and you're going to know that best, but you can expand your setup for around 100 bucks. Now let's say that you have some money and you're ready to expand upon your setup. Before making a larger investment, I highly recommend working out at home for at least 3 months straight to make sure that this is for you. I'd also recommend doing the math on a big purchase versus your current gym membership to figure out how many months it would take you to break even. So let's say that you like to lift heavier and you want a barbell setup of some kind so that you can do squats, deadlifts, and things like that. This can start to add up because at the very least you need a barbell and a set of plates, neither of which are very cheap even if you find them used. While there is a very loud you get what you pay for crowd, you probably don't need a brand new Rogue setup with a competition level barbell. A lot of these things were designed for actual commercial gyms where people would be using them all day, every day. When it's just you, unless you're doing 10 workouts a day and throwing things around with reckless abandon, you're not really going to put a whole lot of wear and tear on your equipment, and you're probably going to treat it a little bit better than most people would at a typical commercial gym. Outside of Rogue, there are brands like Rep Fitness and Titan that sells gym equipment, and it'll be more than you need for your home gym. As always, remember to look for used equipment. We bought 2 used barbells from a CrossFit gym in our area for around 50 bucks each. We put a little bit of maintenance into them and now they're pretty much like new. If you're limited on space and have no desire to do pull-ups, you can save a little bit of money by getting squat stands instead of a squat rack or a power rack. This way you can move things out of the way when you're not using them, but you have to ask yourself if you're creating a barrier to entry because you'd have to set everything up every time. Also, we're living in the age of the Peloton, the Concept 2 rower, the Assault bike, and cool things like the Mirror by Lululemon. Before diving in and buying any piece of equipment that will cost you $1,000 or more, make sure that you've proven to yourself that you're committed to doing a home gym and do the math to make sure that you'll break even in some period of time. So let's say you had your eyes on that sweet Peloton treadmill that was around $2,500, but you had a 24-hour fitness membership that costed you around $20 per month. Just for the hardware alone, that would take you about 10.5 years for you to break even on your purchase. You're adding convenience and you're saving time, but you have to do the math to make sure the purchase makes sense. Any equipment that you buy and don't use is too expensive. Even if this is a treat yourself moment, you want to make sure that this equipment is not going to sit idle, sitting in the corner of your garage where it collects dust and laughs at you every day. I'm a big fan of home gyms and think that it's a great way to save money, but it only works if you actually use it. If you've made it this far, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, or share this video with that person that you're trying to convince to let you have a home gym. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Debt Free Differently.